If you've been trading for any length of time, then you probably know this routine. Multiple pairs, multiple timeframes, having to check every single one just to get a read on the market. I'm Michael from Life of Michael Trading, and I've been building tools for CTrader for years, and that routine was mine. 15 pairs, 4 timeframes each, that's 60 charts before I'd even placed a trade. At some point I had to admit that that was a bad system, and so I built this. The complete professional trading dashboard. And probably the hardest part of this whole indicator is the part that you're already doing. You're on the page, right here. You've got the screenshots of version history and a couple of reviews from traders already running this indicator. There's a couple of buttons here. Obviously there's the buy button if you're interested, or there's a free trial, which does have a limited version of this indicator. I think maybe a couple of time frames are locked, but other than that, you get a pretty decent idea of what this indicator is about. Either way, download which one you feel comfortable with, and it opens just straight into CTrader and it will land on your indicator list. Simply add it to any chart. The symbol doesn't actually matter because it scans its own list. You simply just load it on, and a progress bar will run for a couple of seconds whilst it's pulling data from all the different pairs. Just let it finish. It does take a little moment, but it will show and the panel will build itself. So there are 3 parts to this dashboard. There's a heat map that has a grid of all the pairs, a live strength ranking of all 8 major currencies at all times, and then a setup list where it ranks the best opportunities and the best ones sort themselves to the top. This is the whole Forex market in one glance. I guess probably a breakdown in order. So what you get first is this grid. Each row is a pair, each column is a time frame. You got 15 minutes through the weekly. You can turn each of those off depending on which ones you're interested in having. Green is trending up, red down, grey is just undecided. The stars show the agreement or the level of confluence between those time frames, and 5 stars basically means that every time frame is aligned in that one direction. Then you got quality columns. You got the momentum, which is the move building, is it fading? Volatility, is it expanding, contracting, into chop, or is it behaving normally? You get the session, which basically shows whether this session is the session that this pair typically moves in. Obviously, yen pairs will move typically through Asia, whereas European pairs will move more so through the London and New York sessions. And then finally you get a score, and that is the entire table just compressed down into one number out of 100. The table sorts that score, so the strongest setup will always show at the top. And below the heat map, you get a strength section. This shows all the 8 majors ranked from strongest to weakest, and that is their live value. And the most logical trade for that session, it will be named automatically there in that panel for you. It's pretty handy. Look, I've used this ever since I built it, and it's been very, very helpful over the years. But there are a couple of things knowing. So obviously you do need a data connection. It's CTrader, so be mindful of that. Now, the other thing also is this is not an indicator that will give you entry confirmation at all. This is a very broad view of the market, and it gives you an idea of which pairs are going to likely move or are moving the most at this given time. And it's up to you to head to those pairs on your chosen time frame and then look for your entry confirmation to take your own trade in that way. I guess I'd probably run you through a quick read and the whole routine. So coming to this session this morning, we're seeing that dollar strength is mid, whilst we've got pretty strong pound Swiss, Aussie dollar, and then very weak yen, New Zealand dollar, and CAD. US dollar CAD, very bullish in the 4-hour daily time frames. The 15-minute and the hour are showing some range of behavior, which you can see at the moment on the 15-minute chart. For me, there is a reversal situation forming in an area of significant retracement. So there could be an opportunity warming up here, and we're seeing that momentum is starting to warm up. And the volatility is expanding. The score out of 100 is not great, and that's typically what you'll find in Asian sessions. We all know that the Asian session is known for ranging. However, in the sort of more European or the London session and New York sessions, these values do go up. So very, very interesting. I love this indicator a lot. As you can see down the bottom, we've got the top setups at the moment. A Euro CAD is scoring decently enough. While pound yen is basically an opportunity, although it is scoring quite low. So as I say, as an Asian session trader, This is the situation I find myself in most days. So there is a lot of work beyond this indicator, using your own entry confirmations. However, this tool is fantastic to know which pairs I should be interested in looking in on any given day. And it cuts out a huge chunk of the analysis time that is required for technical analysis. Looking at this table, I know that a majority of these pairs are not worth looking at all today, and there's simply only maybe 2 that I am interested in, maybe 3, but I'll keep monitoring it as the day goes on and seeing if these scores potentially go up. One thing to note in this tool is that a low score doesn't necessarily mean that there is no opportunity on the day. It's just adding all of these together using the confluences, momentums, and expanding volatilities to see whether the pair is simply just in a retracement and ready for a continuation to move higher, or whether the day is just simply going to range. So really cool tool. Like I said, this indicator cuts down a lot of time for my analysis, which I think is really handy. There is obviously a free trial available here. It is a limited version. I don't think you get the weekly time frame and a couple of other columns, but you do get the majority of the functionality of this whole indicator. So you can see if this will fit into your trading style before you buy it. And that's one of the things I really like about the CTrader platform. They now have this thing where you can try before you buy in the form of this trial. So if that's of interest to you, please feel free to download. Feel free to run it for a week against your own routine on the trial. If the trial is not for you and it doesn't fit your trading style, then no worries. Thank you for checking it out. I really appreciate you having the time to run this through. For those who buy it, I hope this really helps in your trading journey and cuts down a huge amount of your analysis time to allow you to get onto bigger and better things in the trading space. So once again, I'm Michael from Life of Micro Trading. This is the Complete Traders Dashboard, and I hope this brings all of the help that you're looking for, and happy trading. All the best.